Good morning, everyone. So it is Friday. Happy Friday. It is about 5 minutes to 6 right now. 6 a.m. Friday morning here, Eastern Standard Time. So it is the month that we call May, the date that we call the 2nd, and the year that we call 2025. And it is raining here once again, and apparently it's going to rain all weekend. So that's just great for the mud that I'm praying dries up sometime soon. Gosh, I really hope that, I really hope we start to get some really good weather that helps us dry up a little bit. I mean, the amount of rain that we've had in the mud and the amount of mud that we have here is ridiculous. Of course, my land is very wet, and all summer long, you can get your feet wet walking across the grass. So when I say the land is very wet, it really is. The grass doesn't burn here. We can be in the middle of a drought, and the grass is always green, and you will get your feet damp walking across the grass any time of the day. So in the spring, when we've lost the snow and we get all this rain, you can imagine the type of mud that I deal with. It's just awful. So anyway, I hope that you're all having a really nice morning. Let's get to it, huh? So tomorrow is the Australian election. And so in Australia, we're 6 o'clock a.m. here. You're in nightfall. It's late there. So let's take a look, please, and thank you. Just want to see, we want the truth, a true story. As the energy stands right now, you folks in Australia are getting ready to, on the date that you call the 3rd, in the month that you call May, in the year that we call 2025, you're getting ready to do your election. And we want a card to see. We did a reading the other day, and we just want to pull a card. We want to check, and we want to see what the energy says right now. As the energy stands, we want to check in on Anthony Albanese and see if it still looks as though he is going to be called the winner of this election. Please and thank you. So, will the person that appears to be Anthony Albanese in Australia be called the winner of the Australian election that takes place on the date that Australia calls the 3rd of the month that they call May in the year that they call 2025. So does it still appear that way as of right now? Please and thank you. Just want to take a look there. With one card, please and thank you. Well, isn't that interesting? You have the 6. And this guy's holding something over the head of this woman. There's something being held over this person's head. Let's take a look at the other cards they want to give with that. It's all theater. It's a big show to ignite feelings and upset people. Let's go further, see if there's more. The Hierophant, exposing the thief under the table to bring healing in. So they're assuring you guys right now that your entire election, really, there's something being held over the heads of this election. There's something being held over the head of this election. Something being held over Anthony's head. It's all theater with this 6. This is the Deviant Moon deck again. But this is my theater card. So it's all a big show. There's a battle playing out there for everyone to see between the dark and the light. Meant to ignite a lot of feelings, you guys. A lot of feelings. And get people quite disappointed. Right? Then you have the Hierophant. And for me, the Hierophant in this deck is actually a good... In my Rider-Waite deck, not a good card. In this deck, a good card. You have the Hierophant overseeing the show to expose the thief under the table and bring healing in. So as the energy stands right now, what they're telling us is that your election is pretty much all a big show, and that there's a plan within that election. Yeah, it's going to create a lot of feeling, and people will be disappointed. Some will be disappointed for different reasons, but people, it's meant to upset people. It's meant to upset, like, it's meant to get the mind whirling and ignite the feeling. But there's going to be an exposure, an ending with this 10. The thief under the table to bring in great healing. So that's very interesting. Have I got that correct, please and thank you? Whoop, that one wants to fall out, and that's what we're going to keep, and that's our death and rebirth card. This is all part of the process. I read this to you correctly. This election is just all part of the process for your country to go through what it needs to do in order to move the old out of the way and get this ball rolling to birth something new. So you're going through your dark night of the soul to birth into something new. And as the energy stands right now, on the cusp of the date that you would call the 3rd, we're still in that place where, but the universe is telling you it's a big show. There is stuff being held over the heads of the people in the election, or at the very least, Anthony Albanese. And it's all a big show, you guys. Meant to upset people, meant to get people hearts breaking, minds thinking, feelings ignited, to bring in this great change under higher vibration and do this exposure, the thief under the table, to bring healing to your country. So there'll be some exposures later on down the road for you folks around your election integrity, I'm sure, and how they've been doing this stuff all over the world. But this election's important to kind of bring the change in and birth something new. So that's what I'm getting, you guys. That's just what I'm getting. That's just what I'm getting. You know, take from it what you will. Toss the rest. Right now, that just seems to be the energy that is out there for the universe to pick up on. So, That's just what I'm getting. Now, has anybody heard about, oh, I forgot to say, don't follow any links in the comment section of either of my channels soliciting you for anything, no matter who they're pretending to be. That would be scammers. Don't do it. And I also forget to say, as per the usual, the healing intentions are always set you guys. So they're always set for you folks. So just go ahead and breathe that in if you so choose. Through the nose, out through the mouth. Integrate that energy for as long as you want. After you've decreed it for your highest and greatest good, only and always. But that's the blanket over this entire channel. So anyways, have you guys heard about this false prophet? Not a false prophet. Sorry, it's still early here. Have you guys heard about the guy that is being propped up, they claim, as the false descendant of Christ, as the Antichrist or whatever? Have you guys heard anything about that? So I've heard just a tad bit that this guy he's got a fairly large following, claiming to be the descendant of Christ. I haven't looked into him much, but some people are calling him out as the Antichrist, the biblical times. I want to get a story on this dude. I want to get a story from the universe about how do I want to word this? Because I'm just going to say, there's a lot of descendants of Christ. I know that people don't want to hear this. But Christ bared offspring. So, yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what the universe has to say about these times and an Antichrist coming into the picture. Please and thank you. If you think about it, there are many antichrists, right? The polar opposite of Christ's teachings would be Antichrist. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at my guides know who I'm talking about because we had this discussion as this was coming up. I just saw a blurb on my feed. So I want my spiritual team, my highest self, my creator, that created all in creation and loves all in creation, and my spiritual team to help give us a story here around this guy who is being propped up right now on the world stage as the descendant of Christ, who many biblical scholars are referring to as the Antichrist. All right, so please and thank you. True story about him, 7-card spread. Please and thank you. Is money backing him? Money, 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 driving this whole thing. All right, so let me see. Let me switch my coffee to the other side. Sorry that the lighting's weird. I'm right in front of a window, and it's a dreary day. So we have this weird gray reflection going on here. But this Antichrist, this person that they're propping up as the descendant of Christ right now, this is money driven. So people are backing him to come out and be this person, which is very interesting. Then above that, we have this 9, right? So there were other choices, other picks that they were disappointed with. This guy, for whatever reason, they thought was charismatic, and that's the one they picked. But there were other choices, because he's out there on this world stage because somebody is backing him with money. It's like somebody, like there's money involved in propping this guy up, put it that way. And up at the very top, we have the 10 of Swords. So let's just say this guy is batshit crazy. So this guy's crazy. This guy is not mentally stable. Now, the story behind this guy, this has been obviously in manifest for a long time. So, and we've all heard the prophecy, right? But listen, this is being done by men, right? This is being paid for by men. So, this has been being manifest for a long time. Now, if you look right next to it, what have they been manifesting? Which one? They had other choices, but this guy was picked, right? So this has been in the making. They picked this guy to come out and act as though he's heavenly and he can transform goodness. He can transform all the bad in the world to goodness. They really think he's the one. They think he's got the bloom. They think he's got the charisma. He's got what it takes. And they're telling us again, though, above the fact that this has been in a state of manifesting, choosing choice for a long period of time, they're telling us again that there's some instability here. This person is coming, they've come off balance, right? So there's all these words, all this truth, and this person is very unbalanced because of it. So, and then the moon is blowing down on the head, trying to balance this person. So I don't know if the person that they've picked has some visions or has a bit of psychic, if he truly is psychic in ways, and that's why they've chosen him, because he can make certain predictions or come off as though he can make certain predictions. But the truth is he's very unstable. And then if you look right beside him, like literally batshit crazy. And very money driven. So it's all about the money. All about the money, you guys. Very unstable and all about the money. But they picked this particular person, whoever's driving this, whoever's propping him up, picked this person because they believe he has everything it takes. Now with this 9 of Rods, if you look at the rod in this deck, it's bloomed with greenery, and it's also burning, the flower on it is burning with passion, fire. So physically, perhaps his DNA type would match, because there's physical things that they can say. Well, here's proof. His charisma, his personality, his passion probably is a big portion of why they've propped him up, but very mentally unstable, and it really is all about the money for this person. So he's been driven by money, and the outcome for him is promises, rewards of those earthly pleasures. Just like Jesus was promised all of these earthly pleasures, right? But he denied them. This guy's been promised earthly pleasures and wants to move forward with them. But he's going to be propped up to look as though he can bring great transformation to the world. Let's get a little bit more story on him. I just found this so interesting the other day. I was like, oh, these are the times we're living in, guys. These are the times we are living in. A little more story, please, and thank you on this. This guy being propped up to be the descendant of Christ, who some are claiming are the Antichrist. So if we find out so there would be a way for us to, I'm sure if we all delved into this, we could somehow find who's backing him. Like, you know how Soros backed BLM and Soros backed BLM and whatnot. If we all delved in, we could probably find who's backing him. So let's see more story. He's going to come off as very loving, the Ace of Cups. And once again, they're saying, you know, with the swords through the head and the danger in the swords, this person is kind of batshit crazy, and will bring some chaos by the looks of things with that 5 of Swords. He's going to project himself as this great caring leader. Page of Pentacles, who has all of these gifts and all of these tools, this fresh feeling to people, right? People are going to fall for this, you guys. And he's going to present himself as the person who can heal that which has been broken with this tree of, for me, this is my Tree of Life card, right? And they're mending what is broken. So he's going to project himself as this person who has all of these gifts and all of these tools with that Page of Pentacles, as this fair and righteous leader with that King of Wands, as somebody who is incredibly loving and kind and nurturing with that Ace of Cups, as somebody who can mend the things that are broken here on the earth. And he got that twice with that Temperance as well. Great transformation, right? He's going to represent this chaotic change that people are going to fall for, because his mind, the instability, will come through. But because of the passion and the other things that he presents himself with, the craziness, the words, the rhetoric, the chaos that he brings with him, people are still going to fall for it. Because people fall for cult-like things all the time. All of these things that he's going to present himself as, and rise, you know, the whole point is for him to rise to power. And as he's rising to this place of power, he would step on anybody and anything with this Emperor card. So this guy is not loving. He is not fair. He's not going to bring healing transformation. It's showing us that he's very imbalanced, unwell mentally, and that he will do, with this emperor, he will do whatever it takes once he's gained power to stay in power. And he's going to come off as doing it under the vibration of love. But if you notice in this deck with the emperor, he just, in order to hold power, he will step on and hurt anybody. So this guy isn't stable. And he is being propped up. So there's money behind him, helping him do this to sort of, I don't know, fulfill a prophecy or obtain power. I always wonder how people fall for cults because my mind doesn't work that way, but they do. I remember, oh gosh, when I was a kid, I started reading the Jim Jones story, and I read that book I don't know how many times, over and over and over again. Because every time I was looking for what drew these people to this man. And they took their kids to go out in the middle of nowhere with him. They all, they were fine with feeding their kids the poison, the Kool-Aid, and themselves the Kool-Aid. I cannot remember what they called his ranch, but cult mentality, I've just never understood how so many people can fall for it. But I think they're looking for community. And I think these are people who have maybe not been treated very well, don't feel loved, and they're seeking a community, and they're just taken advantage of. Look at the Church of Scientology. There's another example. So, let's see. What do I want to ask around this? So what I want to know is, you just laid out the plan and that people are behind him, and you kind of told us a little bit about him. So is this guy going to be able to rise to a place of power? Will this guy be able to rise to a place of power where he fulfills a prophecy? This guy that's being set up on the world stage right now as the descendant of Christ. I can't remember how many followers they said this person had, but it's quite a few. He's being talked about. I hadn't heard about him because I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff, you guys. But I just did hear about him. I think Nino had somebody on Nino's Corner that it's being discussed. So if any of you have any more details about this, please do let me know. But with one card, will this guy be propped up enough, this person that we're talking about, will he be propped up enough to actually obtain a place of power like the Emperor? Will that actually happen as the energy stands today? Because I feel like even though he's got a lot of followers, Christians aren't going to fall for that. They've been hearing their whole lives how there's going to be the false, the Antichrist. And most Christians believe these are the times that this guy's going to rise up, because this has been the prophecy. So Christians aren't going to fall for the fact that this guy is a descendant of Christ. And I believe probably people who aren't you know, steeped in the church and Christianity to that degree. Anybody who has a love and a belief of God or Christ, they've all heard the story. I mean, everybody's heard about this. So is this guy actually going to be successful in being propped up into a position of that type of tyranny and power? Please and thank you. One more shuffle. I think I wanna listen to the whole. I wanna see if I can find the stuff on it again. Listen to the whole thing and then write down a bunch of questions that we could ask. But I want to see if he's gonna actually be propped up and make it to a place of power where he could actually then truly create a reign of terror. Let's see. So the Page of Swords, there's more to say. With this, we're going to get more of a story, but what the Page of Swords is saying is that people are going to see and know clearly what this dude's about, right? I mean, the prophecy has been out there for so long, so people are going to see and know clearly, just like we're talking right now. So let's see. People are going to see and know clearly that there are people behind this guy trying to prop him up. This is like so much childlike energy around this. He's going to be seen for the magician he is, like the illusion. This is going to ignite with my Page of Cups. This is all about the fish. And we're talking about Christianity, right? So when we're talking about Christianity and you have a card with this many fish in it, then it's obvious to me when we're talking that this card is literally representing the Christianity, Jesus, the Jesus fish. I mean, he's dressed like a fish. There's fish in the ocean out here. He's holding a fish in his cup, okay? So it's obvious when we're asking a question like that, what this card is representing. So people are going to see and know clearly with that page that there are people behind the scenes propping this guy up as the descendant of Jesus. And with this 7, it says seek. The 7 of Cups says seek. Seek, seek, seek. And what you don't already know because you know it, what you don't already see because you can clearly see it, if you continue to seek, you're going to find more to prove that this guy is not a descendant of Jesus, but is a great magician, an illusion. This, in other words, what the universe is telling us is this is going to create an uproar. And people are going to know, they're going to see it, they're going to talk about it. This in itself is going to shift some things. Just by them actually having the balls to prop this guy up this way, it's like, this is not going to go the way they thought it would. Am I reading this correctly, please, and thank you? And if it's telling us that we can seek and we can find the people propping this guy up behind the scenes, then it's probably a little easier than we think. Well, at the bottom of that last reading, it said, he is being propped up. Somebody's driving him out there. Somebody, it's all about the money. They're paying to prop him up. So follow the money if we could figure out where to start. But I would start with people like George Soros, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Cabal, right? Obviously. But we might, it says seek with that Seven of Cups. Seek the knowledge, seek the wisdom. So it might be very blatantly easy to find exactly who's funding this guy. So that should be, that's interesting. So I'm asking if I'm delivering the message correctly, please and thank you. Oh, that was a bad shuffle. One more. One card. I've given you a basic, simplistic version of this. So if I've given you the basics, because with that 4, this is the 4 of rods in this deck. This is very basic. It's very simplistic. But there's more to this story, they say. Do we want to do it? Do we want to let them go on a little bit more? Let's see what else they say right behind that card. 3, there are a lot of, it's a team effort with this guy, you guys. So seek, we're going to find more than one working to finance this guy. It's a team effort. So there's more than one person behind the scene. It's a team effort. And then the Sun, gold, money, gold. Gold and money. The twins. The twins. Well, let's go on. Geez, I'm losing my words, but it's like when you're ignited. You're ignited. See, this person's sleeping, but her crown is waking up, okay? Things are being uncovered. Technologies, truths, words, information. Long hidden. They're going to be pulled up. This long hidden information is going to be what actually drives this person in the ass and makes them jump up, awake, because they've been downloaded with information, and move. So when we're talking about this, and what I've delivered so far says people are going to be able to see, they're going to be able to know, they're asking us to continue to seek and keep looking around this person who's saying he's the descendant of Christ, and that this is an illusion, and this guy has many tools, it's very tricky. And they say, yeah, I've given you a basic rundown of what's truly going on. There are many behind the scenes working on this guy. The sign of the twins. So in conjunction of what we're asking of right now, and we've been told this guy is being propped up by people with money. And then we have the Sun and the sign of the twins. We can look at it again like this is that battle for balance here on the earth plane, right? This little ditty with this guy coming out is in itself going to ignite some people and bring movement to people. So he actually serves a purpose, you guys, for both the dark and the light. He's universally, this guy is going to serve a purpose. This is information that's been long sitting in the ground. Many people say that's never going to happen. That's bullshit. The prophecy is bullshit. Many people are very, very, very religious. They absolutely believed this prophecy was the truth. And then you have a lot of other people that may not be diehard Christians, but have believed that that this guy is going to be propped up, and that there was going to be somebody propped up and come out as the Antichrist, because they have that belief system where there are a lot of prophetic words in that Bible. So no matter what you believe in your heart, when this information rises up and enough people see it and know about it, that in itself is going to trigger people's crowns to wake up. And when you begin to wake up, your DNA shifts, everything about you shifts. The more spiritual you get, the more spiritually awake you get. Your vibration lifts, everything changes. And this in itself is going to ignite people. Bring in that balance of heaven and earth that we've been missing for so long, because people are very earthly oriented, earthly pleasures, greed, doing horrible things for the almighty dollar, or earthly pleasures. And we're going to be bringing balance back to this earth. This is very interesting. So you're saying he's going to serve a purpose. This guy is going to serve a purpose for the higher and greater good, and it's going to help bring people closer to who they really are. It's going to help with a spiritual awakening, and it's also going to motivate people to actually get up and be more involved in the world and keeping it a good and balanced place. Is that what you're saying? This guy's going to actually serve his, whatever's going on with him right now, he serves a purpose which is going to be for the higher and greater good, because it's going to wake more people up. Not just consciously, like seeing what's truly happening in the world, but a spiritual wake up, a spiritual activation for people. Is that what you're saying? Am I getting this right? Please and thank you. So with this 10, it's saying, that's my yes, it's going to change everything. This guy and the propping up of him, putting him out there on the world stage, is going to be part of what ends a cycle that has not been working. Now, my friend, and I'm going to shout him out, hey Brad, my friend and I were talking about this, and he said to me, oh my God, Lorri, what if this is the beginning of people learning the truth around Christianity? And it very well could be. And I'm going to ask, because we have the Pope just passed, and we know all of the secrets hidden under the Vatican. How we did a reading, part 1 and part 2 on that, and we got technology, the written word. We got a lot of swords. So your swords are technology. It's the written word. It's the spoken word. It's energy. And then we got a lot of pentacles in that reading. So that's all your damn earthly pleasures. And I can't even remember all that we got in that reading. But there was a lot that is to be revealed, because there's a lot hidden underneath that Vatican. Now, if that is all going to, if things like, and like the hidden writings of Jesus And 711, I think, is the claim books that have been hidden and stashed away. You know, Jesus was here teaching. They forget Jesus's teachings, and you shall do greater things than I, right? And you don't have to worship in a temple, and that God is everywhere. Lift a rock, you know, turn a log. Do not worship me. But he was teaching people the magic within them, that we all came from God, plucked from God, and we'll go back to God as long as we don't deliberately turn from God, right? I mean, we could definitely make a choice to not go back to God and to turn away from God. We have that ability. But if we want to go back to God, we will. I think people have been making a choice for a long time to cast spells and do things energetically so that they can avoid the process of going back to God. It's just me. That's my belief system. But eventually that they're not going to be able to do that. And I think for those people that are that have done some bad things, I believe that you have to relive that. You make penance, you have to judge yourself, you have to relive it. I also believe that if you're just so bad, you will cease to exist. You'll just be absorbed and your soul will cease to exist because there's no saving it. I just don't believe in a hell as it's told to people. I believe that we have to experience, for every bit of pain that we've ever created, every bit of bad karma that we've ever created for anyone, I believe we have to experience that and feel it full force. And I believe we want to. I believe that's part of the experience for our soul's knowledge, growth, and expansion. But anyways, that's just me. Everybody has their own belief system, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to put my belief system on you, because I believe we all need to go within and connect into the earth and down into the Christed grid. I believe we're all meant to connect up into our highest version of self, and then up into our creator energy, and pull those energies for healing and expansion and knowledge. And the deeper you go, the higher you fly, and the more you heal, the closer you get to God. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe it's a journey for all of us, and it's different for all of us. So my journey was to come in and be very spiritual from the time that I was very young, and to have my own connection with my creator and my team. And other people's journey and experience here was meant for them to get involved with the church and learn their love of God through that, for whatever the reason that experience was, right? And so I believe everybody's here on their own journey, creating their own relationship with our creator or away from our creator. And it's not my place to talk anybody into what to think. And it's not anybody's place to try to impose their beliefs on me either. And I think when we do that, we create some bad karma for ourselves. I really do. Because we all came in to have a particular experience. And when people try to blanket your experience, that's interfering or trying to interfere with your free will. And I think that's bad karma. That's me. I'm just saying, again, I'm not trying to push my beliefs onto you. So, because this is an ending, I want to see the story that they have about the beginning. My mother was very spiritual, and she was also, she had been brought up, her mom was a Protestant. Her grandmother was Pentecostal. My mother used to call her a holy roller. I don't ever hear them being referred to as holy rollers anymore, but that's what I grew up hearing, the holy rollers, because they would go up onto the stage and they appeared to be speaking in tongues, and my mother said it just scared the shit out of her, with the eyes rolling back and looking as though they're convulsing, and she was just a little girl. It just scared the crap out of her. And then when she was very young, she was studying to be a nun, and I mean very young. She was a teenager. And then she met my dad when she was 17, and that was all she wrote. She obviously didn't become a nun. She went on to have 5 kids with my dad. So my mother talked about the Antichrist a lot when I was growing up. And we would sit and we would discuss this, and it's always in the back of my mind. I've never had any doubt that we would see this play out on the world stage. My mother truly believed, when I was a teenager, she truly believed we were coming into the times, because everything was kind of lining up into the times that we would be seeing that probably in my lifetime. She didn't think she'd be around for it. And she was right. She's not around for it. Not in body anyway. So let's I've been on here a while. Let's take a look at what this ending will look like. This will be an ending of an old way. So first let's take a look at what that will look like, and then let's take a look at what the new beginning will look like. But first I just want a few cards showing us what the ending of this cycle, of this, of the prophecy, the days of an Antichrist, the days of this particular person being propped up as the descendant of Christ, who you say is like mentally unstable. Can you give us a story about what this ending will look like, please and thank you? Because that's the secondary message to that. It's going to end a way. It's like, I finished this, but the secondary message with that is it's going to end a way that doesn't work for people. And an old way of being, a cycle that just really doesn't work for people. And I think that's, what Brad was saying. It's going to end religion as we know it. And I think that goes into the uncoverings of the things under the Vatican and a lot of this. So I just want to see what the ending's going to look like, you guys. So moving forward, people will be shielded. So with this Chariot, that's a higher arcana card. That's really learning how to protect oneself under this very spiritual vibration of 7. Being so more people will learn how to protect their energy fields. And they will be like actively seeking truths and knowledge moving forward. It's going to be bringing people actually closer to God through great change. That Hierophant. We've been living through a reign where people have moved, people really moved away from their spirituality, their creator, and nature. They see this planet as a resource, but not as a living, breathing being on its own. There's like not a lot of respect for this earth. There's not even a lot of respect for our Creator. And so this is moving forward. People are going to be seeking truth and knowledge. They're going to learn to protect their energy field. They're going to actually come closer to God and Creator via this ending is going to bring in a great change. This guy has a place because it's going to usher in great change. Actually, more people will come closer to the Creator. And we're going to have to watch it all play out. We're going to watch this unfold. We're going to watch this unfold, the dark and the light, as it unfolds, which we're already seeing. And you're going to want to, and I'm going to want to, and everybody's going to want to be some damn careful what side we cheer for, which is the true good side, right? Because whatever we cheer for, whatever we get wrapped up in, we could get bitten. And the darkness is going to be whispering lies in our ear. In other words, it's going to be very tricky times. Very, very, very tricky times as we go through this massive change of death and rebirth. Very, very tricky times. So in other words, what you're saying is during this whole unfolding, much as the prophecy says, many people will choose a dark side through trickery. They will actually be thinking that they're choosing good. Is that what you're saying? Please and thank you. And that we want to be very careful not to get bitten. Please and thank you. Is that what you're saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. And there will be judgment that rains down. Isn't that so interesting, you guys? Now, I'm just going to say this. I believe this is already happening. This is already happening. I'm pulling all of these cards up because I am seeing good, loving, good people. People with good hearts. I have been seeing people that I love and know in their hearts they are loving, kind, generous, well-intentioned people. Now, don't forget, they always tell us the road to hell is paved with great intentions, right? And we see this all the time. That saying exists for a reason. But I believe this has been unfolding for quite a long time because I see people that I know are good, and they wholeheartedly stand behind an agenda that I see as very dark. And I see them doing it from a place of compassion and love, and they've been taught that this is the right thing to do. And I stand back and I view this all, and I'm very fair. So I'm that middle line girl. I think I've told you guys that many a time. I'm not far right. I'm not far left. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I am me. I don't identify as this bullshit. I don't put those labels on myself. I'm that walk the middle of the line, see everybody, and everybody has a right to rights. The way I live is not, it doesn't make it okay for me to impose my thoughts, my beliefs, my way of living onto others. It's not okay for them to impose their ways onto me either. And so I'm just looking, you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but but a turkey just flew up into the tree. But this camera wouldn't pick it up. Otherwise, I would show it to you. But yeah, that's really cool. So when I get off, I'm going to try to remember what the turkeys represent. Because right now I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, it's not okay for us to push our belief systems onto other people. But there are things that are really just common sense. Like it's common sense that you don't give a child chemical castrating drugs because the child says they feel like they're a different sex. It's common sense that you nurture that child and you help that child. And then later on, if that child is an adult and they've been nurtured and they've been loved and they've been supported and they've been given information on what it means to actually go through a transgendering, meaning the hormones and surgeries, and as an adult, then okay. But to say a child can make these decisions when children are so confused about everything. I mean, they will tell you when they're in 6th grade they want to be a cop. By the time they're a senior in high school, they want to do something completely different. By the time they're 25, they want to do something completely different. And we're just saying it's okay to go starting this whole mutilation process with drugs that I'm not even going to get into it. I've bitched about this on the channel before. The repercussions of doing this to our children are horrific. And to not even seek help for the child through this emotional time to see if that's actually the truth that's going on with the child, because I don't believe there are that many transgenders in the true transgenders in the world for everybody to be all of a sudden transgender. But I see people backing this, and I see this as a very dark agenda. You all know how I see this. It's very dark. It's inverting what's sacred. It's grooming our children, confusing our children, making them better victims. The list is long, and that's how I see this, especially when I know who is driving the agendas and what they worship and what they do, right? But I see people backing this, and it blows my mind because I know these people aren't bad or ill-intentioned people, and they aren't groomers and pedophiles and satanic worshipers. So it's very interesting. So I believe we're seeing that right now. I believe we're already seeing the place in time where many are being tricked into really full-bore worship, backing darkness through trickery and manipulation. Very dark agendas. So I want to know if we're already seeing that. Now, we can go further back, and many have been tricked into, like, if you look at communion, eating of the flesh, drinking of the blood, that's a satanic ritual, right? That's cannibalism. If you listen to what they say, I was washed in the blood of Christ, and you know that Christ was tortured and crucified, and you know that satanic ritual, they will like bathe themselves in the blood of their sacrifice. You know that these things might feel a little unsettling to you, as they do me. And these may be some of the reasons why you don't go to church and you don't follow the Bible, and you've created a very close relationship with your Creator, and you actually listened more to Jesus's teachings and you went about the business of finding God on your own rather than having these people outside of yourself be your supposed connection to your Lord, right? To your Creator. I don't like saying God. I like saying my Creator because we don't truly know our Creator's name. And there's so many lies and so much manipulation out there that I don't know my Creator's name, but I know that who I love is the Creator of all in creation, that loves all in creation. That's where my relationship is. So, but there's already been some tricks, right? So for a long time, there's been trickery. But I feel as though we're really coming into a time when the trickery is getting more blatant for some to see how dark it is. Like I know the Christians see this darkness for what it is. And people like you and I see this for what it is. We're not the only ones that see this as very dark, see these things playing out right now as very, very dark. And so I believe with this bumping up of what they're doing with our children, enticing the kids to believe that they're animals. We won't act like animals. I mean, I remember my mother saying, she would quote the Bible. I'm no Bible thumper. Like I said, I've had this very close personal relationship with my Creator for a long time, and I'm blessed. I feel so grateful for my relationship with my Creator, and my spiritual team. But my mother always would say, it says in the Bible that we shall not act as animals. And what are they pushing right now, you guys? They're pushing cat boxes in the schools and children to act as animals. In fact, my asshole governor, she's such a nasty, nasty bitch, did a secret field trip with the children. I can't remember, took them up on some damn mountain, some field trip. And it was all about being a furry. And of course they had the, drag queens there. So, the encouraging of acting, of having our children and others, be animals, pansexuality, which is being taught in school, polyamorism, a lot of sexual shit going on here in my state. I feel like we're really in that bit of you're being tricked. Careful what side you choose. Pick a lane, baby. Pick a lane. You're either on the side of good or you're on the side of really icky. And I feel like that's happening already. So please, and it will get worse apparently as this guy rises up to power. Is that what you're saying? And then I'm going to end it because I've been on and I've mostly been rambling, you guys. So, but I've been on for an hour and I'm sorry that it's been so long, but I find it interesting. Okay, so let's see. Are we already in those days of trickery and it's just going to get worse? Be careful what you choose. You damn straight we are, you guys. Temperance. We're in it. We're in those times that my mother always talked about. Now, do I believe they're going to play out exactly as it says, as people believe it will via the Bible writings? I don't. And the reason why I don't believe that is because we've been shown great healing coming here, right? And we've been shown that, you know, God guides the universe, the planet, everything is shifting to create a higher vibration here. But we have to go through what we've got to go through to get to the great change. And yeah, it's just interesting. So yeah, we're in those times. And this has been happening over time. So yes, we've been in it. The tricks have been going on, but it's amping up. And we just got to go through it, you guys. It's part of what's going to create great change and actually bring people closer to a true relationship with a very loving God. Which Jesus, I can see why people are more inclined to take Jesus on as their God, because Jesus was loving, right? But some of the writings about him are totally creepy, and I don't believe to be true in any way, shape, or form. But everything's manipulated, you guys. That Bible's been manipulated. But I can see why people would adopt Jesus as their new Lord and Savior, considering how the old God in the Old Testament was very clearly hateful, scary, and you know, not a loving God at all. I mean, I'm a jealous God. Come on now. Come on. That's worshiping something very dark. But the whole Bible is filled with that type of thing. Darkness mixed in there. Because you have to create something a good lie is mixed with truth and lie. If you didn't put truth in there, the lie wouldn't take. And men have rewritten that Bible over and over and over, and there's so much hidden. And yeah, anyways, I'm not going to keep going on and on and on about it, but you all know what I'm saying. So anyways, that's my reading for today, you guys. And after that information, isn't that interesting? After that information, I would just like to have you give us a card, something we can focus on. What is it that would be in our best interest or for our highest and greatest good? Some advice, some clarity. How do you want to leave us off now that we've been given the information that we've been given in the reading? Please and thank you. I appreciate the insight, the wisdom. Please and thank you. What do you want to leave us with, having given us that tidbit of information? Please and thank you. Ooh. So we're living in the midst of chaos, right? We're living in the midst of chaos, and it doesn't feel good. Our physical worlds are chaotic right now. This is the Five of Rods. This is quite literally our life here on the earth plane right now. And there's a lot of chaos because we are going through great change. Let's pull ourselves out of the chaos, turn around, look at what's blooming, and start nurturing this, and pull ourselves right out of what doesn't serve us, what is chaotic, what is not great. Let's pull ourselves out of that. Like, in other words, don't fight with people. Don't fight with people. It's not worth the fight. Stay away from things that make you feel really bad. Pull away from people that make you feel bad. Get with what's blooming. Let's help create what's blooming as we go through this great change. We have to be part of the bloom, not part of the chaos. That'll speed things up, you guys. Be part of the great change in great ways rather than negative ones. So when we see all of this icky stuff and people just saying mean things online, rather than getting their butts up and actually doing something in a manner that may actually create change. Like, in other words, I don't get online and I don't call people names, okay? I think that's ignorant and it's low vibrational, and I don't think that serves my highest and greatest good in any way, shape, or form. And I certainly don't think it serves to help create a positive change. So, but what I will do is when I'm reading the articles or seeing what is going on within a school system or whatever, I make the phone calls to the school systems. I make the phone calls to the libraries. I put my signature where it needs to be in order to, move us in a direction that would be more positive rather than allowing these laws and these things that are so negative and dark to me to take hold. I do what I can without being part of a problem. And I think that's what this card is really encouraging us to do. Do what we can without being part of a problem. Feed what is healthy and beautiful and good as we go through this great change. Don't allow ourselves to get sucked in and feed the problem. I know sometimes when you're watching a video or you're listening to a podcast or you've read an article online and it is about some terrible, atrocious thing, we're emotionally triggered and it's easy to act out because we're human and to get on there and just vent. And so we want to be careful with our words and our spoken words and our energy and how we conduct ourselves in the world, because we don't want to be part of the problem. And that's the advice. Okay, you guys? So with that being said, I'm going to try to get this uploaded to Rumble. If it happens, all right, you guys on Rumble, I have not been able to upload a video to Rumble since the 10th of April. I have done videos that have uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is Lorri McCafferty, Reiki Master Teacher. It's pretty easy to find. If you want to watch the videos that I have not been able to get up on Rumble, you'll have to go over to the YouTube channel to catch up and watch them. And I'm just so sorry. I think I figured things out. We'll see if this video will upload. I just ended up not being able to keep all of the videos that I'd done stored on my equipment. It was bogging my equipment down. So while I was having trouble with getting things to upload to Rumble, and I kept doing one video and another video and another video, I just could not, the more I held on to the videos, the more bogged down everything else was running. So it is what it is. If you want to catch up on any of the things that I've read on from the 10th of April to date, just go over to the YouTube channel and watch them over there. And it's, I think if you just punch in Lorri McCafferty, Reiki Master Teacher, you should be able to find my channel pretty easily. And so with that being said, I love all of you, and I'm wishing you all blessings and high vibes and healing and love and joy and abundance and peace and balance and harmony and calm through the storm and all these wonderful things. Keep filling yourself with love and joy. Dance, clap, sing, move, shift energy, send love and healing out, and fill yourself back up with it again. So until next time, you guys, have a beautiful day, and stay in that love vibration. And interest in reading. Hope you found some value in it. Remember, it's just what I'm getting. It's just what I'm getting. So take it, take what you will and toss the rest. And remember, I'm never here to sway your beliefs or your convictions. when I share with you what I think and how I feel, it's not to sway how you feel or what you think. It's just my sharing with you from my experience and my relationship. And it's just sharing. It's not meant to sway you in any way. You are your own guru. You connect with your creator. You have your own belief systems. You create that relationship between you and your creator. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. All right, you guys. I love you all very much. Have a beautiful day. Stay in love. Stay in joy. Know we've got this. Continue to support each other around the world. Don't fall for division. Don't fall for hate. Stand in love. And we'll get through this. We'll get through this together. All right. Take care, you guys. Until next time, I will see you. Bye. Oh, you guys didn't see Lukey Duke, so I'll just give you, can you see him? Say hi, Lukey Duke. Can you say hi to the camera? Say hi. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Say hi. He's my Bowie. He's my good Bowie. So there's Lukey Duke this morning. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day.